Thursday. I should have done this video earlier in the week, but I didn't. And that's okay, because, we'll just get it done whenever we can. Hi guys, it's Misty and welcome back to my channel. This video is my what sold on eBay for the week of August 12th through the 18th. It was a slower week than last week. My sales were actually down 2.9%. I did sell 21 items, so that's 21 items that is leaving my house, and that's a good thing. My sales on eBay were $496.46. So let's go ahead and go into what sold last week on eBay. Starting with my reviewing my sales for the week of August 12th through the 18th, you can see my total sales on eBay were $496.46, and my sales were down 2.9%. Look at my sales on Monday. Oh my gosh, they were none. I had no sales on Monday. That didn't start the week very well. And you can see they gradually got better, and then the best day of the week for me was Sunday, which doesn't always happen. So that was a little bit of a surprising deal for me. So let's go ahead and get busy with what sold for me this week. This jacket was a vintage H-Bar-C California Ranch wear women's western leather blazer jacket. It was a size 14, so it was a great size. I picked this up at Goodwill for $5.50, and I sold it for $52.50, and the buyer paid shipping. It was a beautiful jacket. It had no flaws. All of the buttons were still intact. It had the beautiful the seam work on the back of the jacket. It was a really cool piece. These are the items that I'm really seeking out and searching for, are these vintage clothing items. This is what I'm trying to build up my store with. And this H-Bar-C is a brand that I had not heard before, but I looked up comps while I was in the Goodwill, and I saw that they were selling for pretty good money, so I thought it was worth picking up. Again, as always, my descriptions are short and sweet with just relevant information, and it sold within a couple days, so it was a very good buy. Oh, I sold the last one of these cute little vintage Fisher-Price juice glasses. This was made by Anchor Hawking, and I got these. I got two of them. I got them both at an antique mall. I paid $6 a piece for them, and I sold them both for over $25. So this one sold for $26.50. The buyer paid $7.85 for priority shipping. So cute. So cute. A little 4-ounce glass. It was amazing. All right, this next item is The True Story of Abraham Lincoln. This was an Eldridge book from 1896. So it's an antique children's book. It had beautiful illustrations on the inside. It was in really pristine condition. It had a little bit of fading on the cover, as you can see here, but all of the corners were still very good, intact. The binding was still very good. You can see here, I just take pictures of all angles. And on the inside cover, you can see what the copyright was. This was a rare book. I had it listed several times, and well, I had it listed for a while and it didn't sell. So I ended the listing, tweaked the title a little bit, and within a couple days it sold for $30. It did ship media mail, so I did provide free shipping. It cost me, I think, $3.50 to mail out. This is a book that we've had in the shop for quite a while, and I knew that at the price point that we had it listed for, really for what it was worth, was not going to sell in the shop. So I went ahead and put it online and sold it for $30. This next item is a Navy football jersey. I got this on half price day at Goodwill, so I believe I paid $2.50 for it, and it sold for $21.38. This was an embroidered jersey made by Gameware, and it just had U.S. Navy on the back, and it had the stitching on the U.S. Navy, and the numbers were all stitched on. And it was in great condition. It had no flaws at all. The buyer paid $8 shipping for a padded flat rate envelope. And again, short and sweet. what the content was made out of. It had no flaws, and that the embroidery or the letters and numbers were sewn on. So I like to pick up jerseys, especially ones that aren't very common like this USN one. All right, the next, I sold the last set of these Belique Celtic Knot coffee mugs. I picked these up at a yard sale. I paid, the very first box I had, I believe I paid $1 for the whole box. And the next two boxes I also found at a different yard sale, and I paid $5 for each box. Sold them for $25.12. And the buyer paid $7.85 shipping. These are beautiful, made in Ireland mugs. This one was a different design than the ones I had sold previously. This one had the Celtic knot. Just a really pretty set. In the box, there's the bottom of it there so you can see. So this Belique Celtic coffee mugs, if I can find them in a set, again, I'll pick them up. I think if you just found them singly, they still have some market value to them, but I prefer to get items in a set, either a set of 2 or a set of 4, set of 6, and so on and so forth. This guy I thought would sell a long time ago. I picked this up. I think I paid $1 for it at a yard sale. I had it forever, since the beginning of summer. So I went ahead and just ended the listing and threw it up as an auction, and it started it at $6.96. It got one bid of $6.90, but the buyer did pay $8.75 for shipping. Next item, and that was the little scrubbing bubbles. Now, if you find the automatic shower cleaner, if you find the kit, buy it. Those are worth about $80 to $90. The refill packs, the single packs aren't worth as much as the double packs. Okay, this was a vintage Taboo game from 1989. I picked this up when we were on vacation in Michigan. I believe I paid $4 for it. It was sealed, brand new in the box, never opened. It sold, I ran it on a 25% off sale. As I do run a sale every week, and last week I decided to do 25% off. I kind of play around with the numbers that I'm going to have things on sale for. And it sold for $18.38, and the buyer paid $8.30 shipping. So I just took pictures of, all angles that I could, and kept my listing short and sweet. Oh, these candles. I posted the story on my Instagram, but these Disney candles, I sold both packs. I sold one of them. I took a best offer for this one for $18. And the other one I did sell for my full asking price of $26.30. As soon as I listed these, I had people sending me offers right away. But I knew that they were decent, so I held out and just counter offered what I was comfortable taking. And I think that's why I sold these for $18.60. I paid $1 for a lot of candles. I got these 2 packs here. They're a little bit different. One of them is a set of 24 candles. One of them is a set of 12. They both sets were missing the candles on the inside, some of the candles on the inside. The candles that were left were still unburnt, but the thing that was great about these is that it still had the little inserts on both packages. So that's kind of where the money is the inserts in the middle of the pack that were still in new condition. But I paid $1 for a baggie full of these packs of vintage candles. The other ones weren't really that great, but I threw them in a jar that I have at the shop just to add some color. But these I knew, since they were marketed Disney, they had no readouts on them, meaning they had no barcode on them. So I knew that they were from the 1960s. They just were a cool piece of vintage Disney. They still had the plastic wrap around them, but the box itself wasn't in the best condition. But these were a great find. So I will actively find these again and snatch them up if I can find them, because they are a little rare to find. Both of them went out to California, so I'm sure that they were bought up by a collector. This next item is a vintage Rubbermaid Serve and Savor set from the 80s. It was dated 1983. Now, I bought these brand new. Well, I bought them at Goodwill, but they were brand new, never used. And I opened them up because I just was cleaning the dust off of them. And when I opened it up, the canister lid on the big container broke. So I just sold these as a set of the 2 canisters. Again, they've never been used. Even came with the little paperwork on the inside. So even the 2 wasn't a full set. Sold the 2 canisters for $16.88. I think I paid $2.99 for these at Goodwill. And the buyer did pay for shipping, as most all of my items do not include free shipping. So had I had the entire set, I probably could have sold these for about $35, $40. Unfortunately, I cracked the lid. So, but I'm still happy with the sale. And I still will pick these up again. These vintage Rubbermaid things do sell. So if you're out and about and you find these, do run comps on them, because you will be surprised at the cost that you can get, or the price that you can get for them out online. This next guy, I believe I paid 99 cents for him at Goodwill. He is a Russ Berry Shining Stars elephant plushie. It was brand new with the sealed code. So these are sort of along the lines of the Webkins. They have these gaming codes on the inside. This one was still sealed. It still had the code, as you can see on the inside there. It did have the good old famous Sharpie marker on the tag that Goodwill likes to do. And I sold this for $17.90. The buyer did pay shipping. I wrapped it carefully in bubble wrap and then put it in a poly mailer. So it did ship first class. Sold a Harley Davidson women's t-shirt. I picked up several of these at Goodwill on a half price day, so I paid $2.25 for them. This one sold for $14.06. It was on a 25% off sale, as I'm trying to get rid of some of the summer items that I have. And the buyer paid $5.50 for first class shipping. This one was from Sturgis, South Dakota. And it had an emblem just on the front. It didn't have, oh no, it did have an emblem on the back that was screened into the shirt. I do provide all the measurements on my listings, because it just saves a step, because people will ask the measurements. So I just go ahead and stick it on there as I'm listing it. This next item was a Detroit Pistons Ben Wallace jersey. It's a Fanimation, which means on the back here it has this kind of graphic on here, which is called Fanimation. It was made by Majestic. It had a couple little spots on it, as you can see here in the pictures. It still sold for $26.50. I did offer free shipping on this, because this is something that I've had since the beginning of summer, and I was ready to see it go away. The tag was faded, so I could not make out the size. It was a bigger size. I did measurements. There were a few small stains, no rips or tears. Still sold for $26.50. The next item are these Sorel Kaufman wool felt navy blue clogs. I picked these up for Goodwill for $4.50. And I took a best offer of $19.12. Honestly, I probably should have held out on these. Listing them in the summertime was probably not the best idea that I had. I probably could have got about $25, $30 for them had I held out. They did ship first class, so I did, I only paid $3.50 to ship them. But again, sometimes when someone sends you an offer on a slow day, you accept it just to get a sale. And I think that's what happened with these shoes. They were in great condition. The wool was in nice condition. They were size 9. I would pick these up again, but I should not have accepted an offer. I should have held out until winter time came. This was something that I had in the shop, and I just said I was going to start looking into yo-yos, because I had sold a couple of yo-yos that I just experimented with and sold them for fairly fast. This had a real scorpion in lucite, so it was kind of a different, cool piece. It was double-sided, so the yo-yo or the scorpion was on each side, as you can kind of see there. It was, a toy from the 1960s. It was encased in lucite. It still had the string on it. Sold it for $13.69. I did run it on a 25% off sale, and the buyer paid $5.50 shipping. short, sweet description, nice, clear pictures, and it sold within a week's time. I'm still selling the printer ink. I got probably 12 or 15 packs of this at my St. Vincent store. I paid $2 for all of them. So this is the third one I've sold, and I'm selling them for about $11 to $12 a piece. They are shipping out free, first class. So I'm still, all of them that I'm making now is just pure profit. So I've sold both the black ones, and I think I sold a blue one. So I still have about 10 of them left. But they're pure profit now. They are these HP. They are, this one was expired in May 2009. And you can see here on the picture, I do take a picture when it expired. So, it hasn't been too long. But honestly, you can sell these if they've expired even after a year's time. They still do sell. And I still will pick these up. Easy to ship, easy to photograph, easy to list. This is something that I will not pick up again. I bought this, oh gosh, probably about a year ago. It's a Horny Toad women's cotton blend long sleeve shirt. Basically, I bought this because it was a brand that I hadn't sourced before, and I wanted to buy it because just to kind of check it off of my list. Now, the brand is called Toad & Co. So this one was an older label, as you can see here. It is a size small. I shouldn't have bought it, but I did. And I ended up selling it. I threw it up as an auction because I had had it for over a year. Sold it for $5.99, which is what I started the auction at. But the buyer did pay $5.25 shipping. And I do believe I paid $4.50 for the shirt. So I made no money on this shirt. But I won't pick it up again. Lesson learned. Moving on. This next item is something that I picked up at Goodwill for 99 cents. It is a Jiffy frame. It's just a small little 4x5 with this gold trim. It was brand new in the package, and I sold it for $9.99. It did ship first class for like $3.50. I probably wouldn't pick these up again unless they were the bigger size, because I did have this for a little while. This next item is something that I had for a long time. I ended the listing and tweaked it, changed the pictures up a little bit. Instead of having just this front-on picture of the front, I decided to make the cover picture the graphic on the back. This was a great single-stitched shirt from the 80s. It was one of those crazy shirts from Hawaii. It was in great condition. It had no flaws on it. Sold it for $5.25. But I had it forever. So I was happy to see it go. But hey, I switched up the listing and it sold. So there we go. There's something to switching up the listing and editing it a little bit. All right. And the last item that I sold this week was another low dollar auction bid. This is another vintage single stitch t-shirt. Tweety Bird. I sold it for $5.40, which is what I started the auction at. The buyer did pay $5.25 shipping. I do pay $1.99 for my t-shirt, so I made a little bit of money on this, not much, but I've had it for a while. This one had some issues too. It had no tag and it had a hole in the sleeve, and I did not realize it had the hole in the sleeve when I bought it. Otherwise, I would not have bought it. With the tag missing, depending on what it is, I will still pick it up. But this was not a good buy for me. It was dated 1993. So those were my sales this week, guys. So, not the greatest in sales, but that means that sales hopefully are picking up a little bit. They have been pretty good so far this week. So fingers crossed that next week my sales will be up and they won't be down like they were this past week. So like I said, I sold 21 items. I also sell things on Poshmark and Mercari and Etsy. I actually had an Etsy sale this week. Go figure. So my Poshmark sales were $103.25. I sold 11 items on Poshmark. My Mercari sales were $24.40. Sold 2 items on Mercari. Etsy, sold 1 item on Etsy for $15. So all together on all 4 platforms, my sales were $639.11. Now, that does not include my cost of goods or my eBay fees, and taxes. So I still made a profit. I do keep my cost of goods very, very low. And you know, with every week, you're going to have good weeks, you're going to have slower weeks, especially this time of year. So what you need to be doing right now as a reseller is you need to be prepping for fourth quarter. If you've not experienced fourth quarter yet, buckle your seatbelts, baby, because you're going to be a lot busier than what you have been. So start preparing yourself for fourth quarter. Get some things, get them, stowed away, and start listing them right now. Especially things that are new with tags, especially things that are collectibles and are harder to find that people might be buying for people for Christmas gifts or presents. So make sure that you are getting geared up and ready. Get all your supplies ready. Order those USPS padded flat rate mailers now. Get a stockpile going, because I have a feeling that this fourth quarter is going to be great. So start getting things ready. Keep listing every single day. Don't let one day go by without listing at least one thing. Even if you have to delete something and restart it up again, that's okay. Get geared up, get prepared, and fourth quarter is going to be great, guys. I can just feel it in my bones. So let's go ahead and wrap up this video. If you haven't already, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel, hit the little bell notification, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. And I hope to see you very, very soon. Bye.